we're testing out Artak, the new Orc Legendary from the login, tied to the Call of the Arbiter series here, and for the first time today I'm doing a showcase on my main account as well as my free-to-play account. We're going to start on the free-to-play, see how it is for most players in this game, which is going to be interesting, showcasing a champion from the point of view of an account that hasn't been around for 4 years, has all of the best gear possible, so let's dive straight into it. What up team, it is MurderInc here talking about Artak. He is an Orc HP based legendary champion here. Mine is currently unbooked. Can I even book him? Let's see. I have 9 books, so I can't fully book him if I wanted to. As you can obviously see, we're starting off on the free to play account for myself here. Pretty cool kit. Not going to read into it too much. I just want to test it. I just want to show you guys and test it. What did I do? I built a stun set on him. Don't have a banner. Kind of unfortunate. Total stats, what we're looking at here, 178, 203 speed, no crit rate, pretty much no crit damage. Defense, HP, attack is decent. So I'm here to progress through the spider, just to see spider first, to see how we are doing, because that's kind of where my account currently is. So let's see how this champion works. So I've been pretty much hard stuck on stage 18. Let's go straight to stage 19 and see how this works. I'm using 4 support champions plus this guy, so his kit can really shine. Now really quickly, just so I can know, so we have a double hit HP burn, we have a attack down here, and if I'm correct, I can't auto this because if I know the game, he's always going to try to attack down if there's not that debuff instead of HP burn. So I have to manual at least the first turn. Alright, so he's not going to go first. I know that. He's not my fastest. This, then Deacon, and I think he should go next. Yeah, okay, so I mean, I could just test this for science, but I'm pretty sure if I hit auto here, he's going to use this A2. Yeah, okay, so he did use the attack down as I thought. That's how the AI works in this game. It always wants to apply game-saving debuffs, defense down, weaken, attack down, over anything else in the kit. It's always worked that way. So what I wanted to lead off with is going to be the HP burn. That's where I would have had the most success for myself here. And like I said, we are testing this unbooked at the moment. And of course, this is red affinity, so it's pretty stacked against this guy as it is. So let's see if we can kind of sneak our way through this with an unbooked. Granted, these aren't like game-changing stages we're looking at here, but it is what it is. We could really use a banner, so if a banner happens to drop as we're progressing, that would be great. Accuracy, please. That's what we need here, because we want to get close to 200 to 220 to feel comfortable at the stage 20 level, where I would prefer to be farming here. Anything beyond that for my account, I don't think I am quite there yet, to be honest with you, but as we can see, getting crit as we should be. So as far as I can tell here, I mean, his damage is good. His survivability, it's going to be up to you and your account. That's what it's going to come down to. If you're comfortable with not running a revive champion, I don't know. It's hard to base off of this run because, like I said, we're weak hitting a lot. So we're not destroying as much HP as possible. However, I would imagine if HP burn lands on everybody and it starts ticking, it's going to be like the Underpriest Brogni on what boss is that? Where if you take turn meter, it removes your max health. It's going to be like that, where he's going to have like 1 health and the entire bar is going to be destroyed HP until he uses that extra ability to cleanse himself of the restored HP. So I would fully expect that on any non-red stage here, and this is not looking the greatest for red stage, so I'm gonna have to do some RNG shenanigans to get through this. And I mean, the next stage is going to be a much better showcase of this champion, but as of right now, we're pretty much playing catch up, trying to revive this champion. I think I'm just gonna call it here and swap in an AoE nuker to see if I can make things run just a little bit more smooth here. So with that being said, I could take Geomancer. I know Geomancer has... Yeah, let's do that. Geomancer, and do I want AoE wave clear? Probably not at the moment. I really wish I had an accuracy aura, which I don't have, but So let's swap in Geomancer. I know it's counterproductive to have, what's it called? An AoE HP burn as well as Geomancer, but we're going to do what we have to do here. So now that we tested that out, let's open with this ability here. HP burn landed on everyone, including the boss, which is decent, not the greatest. We want this for sure. Okay, now let's just put on auto. Put on auto, see what happens. Let's click on the spider because we know, what do we know about Geomancer? If there is a spiderling that has high turn meter, I hate how the AI works this way, but it is what it is. If that is true and it is the case, Geomancer is going to use his HP burn on that spiderling instead of the main spider boss, letting it fall off and just reducing the damage overall, which we don't want. We absolutely don't want. Okay, so unfortunately, the spiderlings were eaten there, so his health didn't get destroyed. I really want to show, if I'm correct here, his HP getting fully destroyed, because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So let's see if I am correct. Okay, turn meter goes down. This is good. Few stuns go out. I do like the stun set. Again, since it's on red affinity, we're not seeing the full effect of the stun set. I made them as fast as I possibly could. On a free-to-play account like this, it's not going to be the easiest thing by any means. Okay, he's restoring his health. So at the moment, with this kind of low crit rate synergy going on, he's not having too much of his health destroyed. Okay, here's a little bit. Okay, we're scaling. Look at him go. Look at him go. Does he restore here? No, he doesn't restore here. Most of the HP... Okay, so all of the HP burns are gone. So yeah, I'm pretty sure what I'm thinking is going to happen once we do get to that next stage for sure. Okay, there was the heal. Decent HP destroyed here. He gets a turn. Is this the... Yeah, so this is the kind of cleanse. We only got 2 HP burns to land here, but shouldn't be a huge deal. And surely, any moment now, this boss is going to drop. We're going to get to the fun testing aspect of this. Alright, so there you have it. 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Not an orc banner, not what I like to see. Straight on to the next stage. Getting rid of Geomancer, adding back Mausoleum Mage. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's ride. And again, we have to take this off of auto after Deacon goes because not smart AI. Here we go. Now let's use this. How many do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we should see pretty significant HP destroying going on here. So let's see if I'm correct. And I know I do have a shield set, a bolster set to be specific, but that should not affect the amount of HP destroyed here. And correct, it has not. So I mean, at the moment, based on the speeds that I have, the destroy isn't as big as one would think. In the later stages, it might be because the enemy's turn meter will be higher. They're going to be getting more turns in between, so we could look for a much larger destroy HP coming out here. And it's not proccing as much, again, because it's not fully booked. So let's kind of see. I mean, I'm flying through this. I was hard stuck. I know a lot of people get hard stuck on the spider. And it's about time they started adding things like this. Okay, so now his HP is getting quite destroyed. Not fully recovering, but everything seems all good. He's taking pretty low damage compared to everyone else, which is good. Does have that passive that scales. A bit of defense, not the most. You definitely need some type of external source, which is why I have Mausoleum Mage, the Elva, I believe her name is, Elva Autumn, whatever, and Apothecary. 3 supporting roles just for Artak here, so kind of big for sure. So unfortunately, we just used the HP burn into the, what is this ability even called? Spiderling Horde. That can't be it. What a weird name. I thought it was going to be like Consume or something, but I'm just going to call it the Consume skill where he heals himself. So it always sucks when you do an HP AoE burn and they get consumed after. It feels bad, I don't have to tell you. I know many of you have probably felt the same exact thing here. So we got this. HP burn is pretty solidly on most of these champions. Not the spider, which kind of sucks. And there we go. Instant activation, 6-star crit damage, we take those. So 2 minutes and 28 seconds for stage 20. For anyone progressing, you're going to love this, especially if you're hard stuck like me. Do I dare go to 21 for the video? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to push this to the limit and see just how far we can go. Accuracy is going to be a factor for sure here. And based off of what I've seen, and everyone knows how crucial Spider is for farming, and I have tons of 6-star, or 5-star rather, food saved up as it is, so I'm probably going to pull the trigger and just book this champion. Now, you don't have to run a stun set. A stun set is more of something I put on in case I decided to showcase when the time came to not use 3 to 4 supports with this champion, which is what I would highly recommend, by the way. If you're not going to use at least 2 supports, I would say you probably need a stun set. If you're not going to do that, you can use full perception. You can use, I mean, it depends if he's going to be the Spider tank per se, which is risky in its own, but if you want him, you can actually put him in a frenzy set. That wouldn't be bad to keep him cycling through his turns as quick as possible. I do believe, and I will stand by, he needs speed for this, 100%, of course, meaning the accuracy checks. HP and defense are interesting. I'm going to leave that up to the player to determine after you use it in whatever comp you're using it for. Why is this dying faster than stage 20? Oh, you know what? Let's pause this. He has the bug. You know what bug I'm talking about with HP burn, where his health isn't at 1 right now. It's much higher, but there's a display bug. Interesting. That'll probably get fixed eventually. Kind of annoying for testing. Not so much for my account. I mean, a little bit for my account, but anyone who's progressing through this like that hit, what if people just close out and the run gets ruined, right? Because they don't know what his health is. And if you don't have a revive, that's kind of a get like, look, 20,000 heal and his health doesn't move. Yeah, so they're going to want to fix this ASAP because that's going to not be enjoyable for a lot of people. So if you're watching this and this happens to you, don't just close out of the game. This is a visual bug. Sure, it's going to get fixed rather quickly. And I jumped the gun saying it's going to be faster than stage 20. Everything's looking like it's aligning pretty similar as far as speed wise. I do want to book this guy. We're going to see how good my RNG is for booking before I push on to the later stages. Orc banner, orc banner. It's a banner, but it's not orc. HP difference attack. You know, I'm just going to sell that. Okay. So, everyone watching here, are you with me? What do we want? First, let's talk about what we want here. We don't care about the A2. This is what we want. We want a lower cooldown for this. Does this lower the cooldown? It does. So, I mean, we kind of want the A2, but we're not concerned about it. We really want full send A3 4 books. Do I put all 6 into it? Do I dare put all 6 into it? Or do I go for 4? No way. Not even my ego is this big to think all 4 are going to land in the A3. All right, together. What do we get? I mean, this isn't the worst, right? It's kind of funny this happened. Deserved, granted. We're just going to full send all 5, and please, give me at least 3 of the 5 into the A3. Okay, we got 2. Not the worst, not the best. We got full debuff chance on the attack down, which we don't really care about. And we got 85%, not the worst. He's not mastered at the moment because, as we all know, free to play, by the way, gems don't just grow on trees here. So we have 435. We cannot instantly gem him on this account, of course. So did this make a big difference? I'm not sure. We're going to try one more, then I'm going to hop onto the main account, fully book this guy, and we're going to test him in Hydra, because I know if you're not an early game player, you probably don't care too much about dungeons. I mean, for the 5 people still farming Ice Golem, don't farm Ice Golem, by the way. The same breakdown is going to apply, of course, for dungeons here. Just have to make sure we are blue affinity, which is good. So we stop it after Mr. Deacon to use his A3. Bam. Okay, already maybe RNG, maybe not, but much better odds for sure as far as applying the HP burn. good chunk of his health. So this is going to help out quite a lot of people, whether it's speed farming teams, pairing this with Cold Heart. If you have Sissia, this guy paired with Sissia is going to be very strong. If you have Ignatius, this guy easily, from what we've already seen here, easily becomes one of the best HP burn champions, and he's free for everybody. This is something I've made at least 4 videos on, saying add HP burn AoE to the login reward system. Add it, add it, add it. I think 1 or twice a year I've said it when they've released the most ridiculous champions we've seen, which thankfully they got rid of. Rest in peace, our 5-star chicken and Sacred Shard, but it is what it is. So finally, we have something free. It's going to be limited time, which sucks for anyone playing this game. Doesn't have this champion. You're going to have to pull him. It is what it is. Not my decision. If it was up to me, this would be permanent, like a Raz infusion. Plarium, if you're watching, that would be smart. Okay, so it's HP. 1:17. That's actually the fastest we have. Accuracy banner. We'll keep that for now. This stage is going to be nuts, so I'm not even going to bother trying to progress through this. It's going to be slow on my own time for sure here. So let's hop onto the main account and see what we can do. And before I hop into the main account, I do know for a fact that I have keys on this account, so why not show where every early game player should be using this champion 100% of the time. Spider's one thing. He's very good there. He's going to be very good there. But I already used my 1 key here. Now, if you're an early game player, this guy is going to be your saving grace, and I'm going to show you why. So I used pretty much my best 6 here. We have Elva, Rhonda, Geomancer, Morag. I'm not really sure why I have this guy, and then we have Mausoleum Mage. Why everyone wants to use this new champion here is because who should I even use? Master Vault. Don't have tons of options. I could use Nizana, but she's going to have her thing taken. What do I mean by her thing? I have pulled Seeker on this account, by the way, in case anyone's keeping track of this account. Besides me, of course, play it every day. So we're going to get Cleanse. We have to wait out the Cleanse. We do have a Provoke, but it's not going to land because it's Red Affinity. So let's just slap True Fear. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. Let's go ahead and A1 this. So I'm going to show you momentarily why this guy's going to be so powerful. Oh, I forgot his AoE was... No problem. We cleanse. No problem. This is why we have Demitha. This is why the... Ooh, I forgot about that though. Okay, so he's going to steal increased speed. We don't care about the increased speed too much. Why don't we care about the increased speed too much? Okay, Seeker's dead. Not only dead, but dead weight. So Seeker's dead. He's going to steal increased speed. We don't care about... The increased defense is kind of a problem. And I almost just want to redo. So he's going to get feared here. Yeah, let me redo this. Okay, so start again. Clean slate. I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to do a little bit of this. Let's try to bait the AoE cleanse first with the amount of debuffs, which is not going to... it may happen here. With attack down, now we full cleanse this. Okay, we did bait it, perfect. I don't know the exact amount, I believe it's 6 debuffs, and the Head of Decay will use Speed of Decay instead of Rotten Ward. Important to know, very important if you are a Hydra enjoyer. Not like, ooh, weak hit, that was actually really good. Let's boost the turn meter here. This is why this champion is going to be so important. HP burn is by far the strongest thing you can have for Hydra at early levels. And all you need to do, literally all you need to do, is you need to get the first chest for as many weeks as possible, and that's it. Everything else comes secondary. Quite literally, everything else comes completely secondary. And this guy is going to give you, I mean, we'll just watch the damage as it scales here. So that one got cleansed. Understandable. Okay, he got feared there. Understandable again. Do a little bit of this. Okay, so 400,000 damage with my kind of like my B team, we'll call it. Okay, no HP burns left here. Let's see if we can extend. We weren't able to extend. Now they have some pretty scary debuffs on them, so this is probably ending quite soon here. There's really nothing to activate, so... Okay, perfect, that happened. Let's go ahead and heal Apothecary. We don't want to lose Apothecary. I mean, we can go for the protection here since he's not going to spread. Save ourselves as much damage as possible here. Go for the defense down. Let's try to get cycled through back to the AoE HP burn, which we have. Beautiful. Okay, HP burn on only 2. Kind of unfortunate that... Oh, it just didn't land on 1. Okay, perfect. So I believe the cutoff is, if I remember correctly, 2.1 million damage. And keep in mind, Kale's built, Deacon's built, Demitha, I haven't used her for anything in forever because I don't have anywhere near the amount of speed to kind of get this kind of comp working. So those are important things to note. Let's go ahead and use this. We activated it. Now 874,000. So we're scaling. We are indeed scaling. I can't see Apothecary's health. They should do better on the UI. Plarium, do better. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And we're just adding as much damage as we possibly can here. There's the full cleanse after we just use HP burn, so perfect. We got our damage in. Now it's pretty much, can we land our abilities more? That's all we really want to do. So we have to wait for this cleanse here. That's going to be really important. Let's do this. Spam the A1 again. We don't want to risk that HP burn just yet. We do want to... I just realized I healed. Okay, now we're gambling. Of course, only when streaming. If I wasn't streaming, you know for a fact that lands, like for sure. So now it's on cooldown because it was a true fear. Yeah, so this is just GG. But you get the point, right? This guy is just pumping damage. I'm actually just going to throw this on auto, let it play through. If I played it a little bit smarter, I could have gotten 1 more HP burn, which would have equaled probably 1.2 million damage, I'm assuming, overall. Which is huge, by the way. And we're going to see the breakdown of this champion. Quite quickly, I might add. Okay, so 952, let's look at this. He did 620,000 damage. Kale, 97k. Deacon did more with 168, but this guy is going to be pivotal for everybody. Now, if I'm doing over 2 million on the other, if I add this guy on top of that, to the moon. So this guy should ensure that everybody, and I mean everybody, should I free regroup? Yeah, probably, just in case I want to do the next difficulty. So every single player, now that this guy's into the game, should be hitting the 1.66 million mark. Because this guy at 6-star goes pretty far, even without books. Like we just saw, I got a fully booked A1, which doesn't help me too much for Hydra early on. Let's leave it at early on. And the A2, A3, I'm missing pretty major and significant books, and I have no masteries. Once I mastery this guy, he might even be able to do the 1.66 all on his own. Granted, you have to build the team smart, make sure you're building turn meter boosting, you're baiting out the AoE cleanse the first turn, or you have a provoke champion to delay that, so you're getting full HP burn value from Artak. That's going to be really important. Now we're going to go into more of a endgame appeal and where you can use this guy in the endgame. All right, here we are on the MurderInc account. Let's claim Artak. Okay, claimed. Now, how fast? Let me time myself. It's just about 8:40 at the moment, PM. How fast can I 6-star this guy? Gotta find him first. Do I have enough? I don't even have enough potions for this guy. Someone's been pulling on my account. There's no way I have this many rares just sitting around. Ain't no way. Little bit of that. Actually, I haven't used one of these in a while. Let's just go for it. 156 brews. Actually, I think that is enough. Surely 156 is enough, right? Anyone watching? Is that correct? Good chat. Now we're gonna full send. This isn't the free-to-play account. We have 103 books. See, this is... Now you're getting to see the benefits of free-to-play versus non-free-to-play, or just free-to-play versus endgame free-to-play. If you're endgame, you'll probably have legendary books sitting around. If you're a smart and efficient player, if you're just booking random champions you get as free-to-play, I mean, anyone can do what they want, but it's just not the way to go. By the time you pull a champion you actually need, especially as free-to-play with how rare legendaries are in this game, you should have the resources ready to full send on anyone that you deem worthy. So we're going to fully ascend this guy. Here he is, the final product. Now the question is gearing. we're talking about Hydra only. Not going to give him Masteries. I know Masteries will help, but actually I can't even afford it, right? Oh, I can't. It's going to use all my gems. Is it worth all the gems for this video? Yeah, why am I being cheap? Why am I being cheap? Okay, so we bought all the gems, or we bought all the Masteries. Now, the team this guy's going to be most beneficial in is going to be an accuracy resistance hybrid for sure, after seeing his kit. And what else besides that? What I'm curious about is how well is his kit going to mesh with Supreme Gallic? Not that everyone has him, but I'm just curious about that. So let's go with, we can get it with resistance on the banner. Let's do this. See, I don't know. It could just be me, but I think this UI looks worse. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do think it looks like we're going accuracy because we have no good resistance. And to my other point, not that I'm saying it's not good quality of life, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. If it's just me, let me know in the comments. Just let me know if you think this whole UI of adding all these different tabs just feels and looks worse. I think they could have made it a lot cleaner. Anyways, rant over. We want HP. It's very important. Best survivability stats for sure here. And we need accuracy. There's double accuracy there. We do need some resistance too. Accuracy and res. Okay, bam, that's perfect. And a cleanse on top of it. Now we'll go for some, which is base defense, 70, rather high. Of course, it's including all the bonuses. I do understand that. Let's go ahead and just throw in our one defensive item to round him out. Defense, triple flat HP, not what we want. Let's see how this rolls here. Take it to 12. Okay, we'll take that. So this is our one defense item. Now, if you really want to, pay attention to exactly how I do this and what I say out loud when I'm building him. It matters. This is more in a, I don't know, it's like subconscious to me, but it will help you significantly. Okay, now provoke gear is something that is going to be the first thing to pop into people's heads. I already know it. It's going to be the first thing that's going to pop into pretty much every player's head. Do I think it's ideal for a champion like this? If you're mid-game, I'm going to say yes. If you're anywhere close to late endgame, I'm going to say no, and here's why. Provoke set can be good to counteract the 3% resist chance only. This is never going to be, provoke set is never going to be your main source of provoking the Head of Decay. If you're using it this way, you're playing wrong. I rarely say you're playing wrong, but you are playing wrong. The chance is too low. It's way too inconsistent, and there's no shot you're going to convince me you enjoy hitting that free regroup button until you provoke enough times. Now, if you're using someone like Razagesh, who can get like 500 speed, maybe you can make a point. You're not going to convince me, but maybe, just maybe you can make a point where he's going to get like 4 turns for every 1 turn the Hydra goes, and the probability, of course, increases from there. Maybe you can make that argument. For this guy, I think it's more important to build him with the core stats he needs over a provoke set, unless you're mid-game and you're willing to gamble for those high keys and you're willing to spend 2 to 3 hours 1 time a week to get your high key in. I think it's worth it if you're mid-game. But if you're end-game, you want a consistent provoker. And if it does hit that 3% and your team falls apart, I have teams like that, they don't fall apart if I miss a provoke. I lose damage, but my teams are never in danger of wiping to that. So that's one thing and kind of my main reasoning behind why I don't think provoke is going to be the way. With that being said, what am I going to do? My options are going to be regen gear, which I'm pretty sure I've used almost all of it on the champions I currently have. Regeneration, yeah, I don't have a full set. So if not regen, I'm going to look to Defiant. Defiant's very, very strong. Speed, resistance, okay, this is a perfect shield. I'm lucky to have the shield. Next, we want speed boots for sure. Accuracy, HP, no res. We definitely want speed here because it's important for him to be quick. Speed, defense, that's a really tanky helmet. Res, accuracy, what's my speed looking like? Low without boots. What to do, what to do, what to do. I can use one piece. Helmet is really tanky. I'm going to use the helmet, which is going to take away kind of a lot of stress from the other stats here. Resistance is low. Accuracy is still quite low here. So, righteous gear, only have one piece so far. Let's head to perception now. Perception, we want speed boots ideally. Hello? Speed boots? Anyway, flat defense. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. That must have slipped through the cracks here. Okay, so this is looking pretty bad. I'm pretty spread thin for the first time ever. Okay, what's going on with all this flat? Flat without speed, not just flat stats. I made a video. I've seen people already. I appreciate you guys who have enjoyed that. Okay, so we want accuracy here. So it looks like I'm using pretty much all of my gear everywhere. I know if I hit equipped, I'm going to see amazing gear, but just not working out right now. So let's go and try to use just what we can. It is pretty... Imagine not using this base. Okay, looks like we're using the accuracy set. It looks like we're using the accuracy set. Don't need crit damage. Weapon, what do we got here? Speed, accuracy, no res though. Speed, accuracy, speed, accuracy. Yeah, where's my resistance gear? That's the real question. Speed's looking decent, not the greatest here. Okay, so we're at 200 with that boots here. Now we're just gonna have to full send into this. Okay, there are the speed boots. Let's try that on. Next we need gloves. What do we got for gloves? Those are good gloves. So HP's at 60,000, defense is at 3,000. Interesting. Interesting. I don't need a lot more defense because I'm close to diminishing returns. Let's say 86, 36 compared to just, I have to use it. Unlucky. Okay. So we're using this here. We're at 314. We are not close to having enough resistance here. And I cannot make it up. Yeah, I can't make it up with Masteries. I can make up the accuracy with Masteries, though. Although the accuracy is pretty okay. The health's a bit low, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some low-quality glyphs here. Just to kind of spruce up the health across the board. And then we're going to finally be able to see this guy in action. So this was really tanky helmet. Let's capitalize on the tanky helmet here. Always using like the worst tier of survivability glyphs I can here, because I'm not quite sure. You should never be fully glyphing things unless you've already used that champion inside the content you're thinking about, and then make that decision. I can't tell you how many account takeovers I've done where people have no glyphs and they have random, not random, but they have their champions geared and they're missing crucial stats, and it's like, this is why you don't pre-glyph things. You build a champion first, you say, what am I missing here? You throw in low-tier glyphs, if you can afford it, or no glyphs at all. And then you kind of fill in the blanks as you go on. Okay, so all of this is glyphed. What about this? Glyphed, glyphed. Don't need more defense, we established that already. Now we go for masteries. So obviously, the master we want is going to be War Master. So let's head on down. I mean, an argument can be made. It's going to be a hard argument, but it could be made that you skip War Master and you go straight defense tree and support tree, right? Because while War Master does increase your damage, if you can survive longer, if you're not running a revive, or you are running a revive, but it's a single target revive, I mean, revives have cooldowns as it is, so if you want to keep all of that nice and tidy and clean, you could go for defense support. Take a lot of stress off of your support champions on keeping this guy alive, because he's going to have destroyed HP on top of what the Hydra already does, and it just might be easier across the board, but we're not going to do that here today. Since my accuracy is kind of close to being okay here, I'm going to lean on my supports and just go with more accuracy. I'm just going to make that decision right now, because we're also going to get bonus base stats, which is kind of the main thing I've been looking for. And we don't have buffs. We do have debuffs for sure. Debuff chance to land, not as important as the extension of HP burn, which is going to be huge. Cycle of magic. It can hurt or help me if it goes on the HP burn. Ignite, it can be bad, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And we don't need extra damage. Although it probably wouldn't hurt because these ones are kind of irrelevant. Yeah, they are irrelevant. So let's do that. And this doesn't really matter too much here. We'll just take this because we can. And now we have the build. One thing that just popped into my head is the odds that I have a free Hydra key Yes, I do. Interesting. I did not think I would have a free Hydra key, but I do. And we have Nightmare available. So what difficulty has my account done this week? Only done hard, and I haven't used anyone important. So we can test this out. Brutal or Nightmare? If I want to use my like A team per se, I can use this. So we're gonna go here. What are we going to use? So what I can do is I don't have a solid provoke here, so I'm probably gonna have to use the second team. Veil is not as good as Shemail. Decisions. I can play around with this a lot. That I do understand and I'm aware of. So let me lock this team in. I'm going to take away both of these champions because I really want to see, like I said, Gallic and Artak, because what a duo and what a showcase that is going to be. So Artak's here. Where is Supreme Gallic? No, seriously, where is he? Oh, here he is. Bada bing, bada boom. Does he have gear on? I think so. What does he do again? Block buffs, HP burn, increasing iteration. Okay, so a double activation on the same team. I mean, it shouldn't work. This should not be a good team. But listen, there's history in the lore. I respect that. Oh, I didn't add Krisk for the provoke. Did not add Krisk for the provoke. That is something that I should have added. Although, could this be Gigabrain? No, it can't be. I thought one was going to use the HP burn, and then it was going to get cleansed, and the second champion would use the 8. Yeah, so no, this just, let me go ahead and swap really quickly. Let's swap, I mean, I can already see the conflicting synergy, so unfortunately, it was a very short, very short-lived test, but I'm sorry, you lose. We're going to swap the leader position around, although I really can't afford to drop the resistance aura. I almost said accuracy aura. So we swap that. We throw in Krisk here. I know Krisk is geared. So to make sure I have everything sorted and set, now we have to add in, this is just becoming a nightmare. We have to add in this guy again because we lost Gallic, and this should be good. So we're going to put this on full auto and just watch. Let us watch. Okay, this is a good test for a couple of reasons. Is Krisk going to be enough? Wait, let's make sure Krisk does the provoke. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to scream at how bad the UI is. Or AI, rather. Okay, so back to what I was saying. We're going to see if this should be more than enough survivability for a champion that destroys their own HP. We have Krisk, OP. Yugo, OP. Like, for an Epic and Hydra, he's not... And it's hard to compare him to Geomancer and him to Shemail, but what Yugo brings is hard to deny by any means here. So I'm curious to see how this all plays out, and of course the buffs get stolen, because why wouldn't they? Now I have to make sure before it's spread. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Please get a turn. Yugo, come on, help me out here. Block buffs. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. The worst possible start you could imagine. But we always have the option to hit that free regroup button. And granted that was the 3%, I think I'm just going to full send and do this. Maximum damage. Don't care about the aura. We're just going to ride. So now we're getting multiple turns. I'm even going to click on this head here. Though I just have to be careful about the Krisk. Make sure the provoke happens. Bam. Now we're going to click on this head again. To make sure all hits go straight into the head of Torment. So we're boosting our Artak's turn meter and he's just pumping. HP burn, igniting HP burn over and over again. We're also going to be able to really stress, as far as a stress test goes, his, actually he might end up restoring faster because he is the leader here. I didn't even consider that until now. So let's kind of see. As of right now, he's in no danger. We also don't have the head of Wrath, which is a rather large factor here. But I don't want to speak too soon, so we're going to let this play, and we're going to see just what happens. I'll probably check back in 2 to 3 minutes to see how far we've come along with this. Alright guys, so we are just about 7 minutes in, and I'm surprised. I know it's kind of hard to see here, but his survivability is really good. I know I have a Krisk here, Ally Protect, Sifi heals, Yugo heals, and it's kind of a single damage dealer with Artak, a supporting damage dealer with Shamail, and a really strong supporting HP burn damage dealer with Michiniki, I think his name is, the Ghost Rider. I just like calling him Ghost Rider champion, but we're doing pretty well. 13 million damage, just over 50 turns, and his destroyed HP isn't high. So this is going to be the real test for sure. With this Head of Wrath here, can he survive this? With the destroyed HP, not too much more than everybody else, but a little bit more than everybody else here. And of course, like I said, he's getting the extra value of having his turn meter boosted quite significantly, so he's more comfortable than normal. So let's look at this first hit here. He lived. Shamail didn't live. He lived. Ooh, he almost died there. So he probably would have died there. I think his passive's doing a really good job, though. Okay, he's eaten, so we have to target the Head of Mischief, the most annoying head ever. Really need to get Hex up. That's what we need for sure. Decrease speed, 2 turns left to break this guy free. If not, the run's kind of dead. Okay, there's the Hex, so now we can freely target this guy. The question is, did I plan properly? And do we have enough damage to break him out with just... Now that our main... what I was saying just before we started this, he's the main damage dealer, so... Did I do this right? And did I plan properly to have enough damage? Now the cleanse is coming up. If we can't break him out before... Okay, perfect. That was sketchy for sure. Now his health's low. I don't know if this is the bug or not. It doesn't look like it. I guess his health is going up, but we could use a heal. Okay, there's the cleanse. Not sure why he's not being targeted with his health being that low. I mean, he's taking significantly less damage because of the passive. I didn't think the passive was going to be that good. It doesn't read that well, but he is surprisingly tanky. Now, of course, all of the buffs. Now we only have 2 turns, which is not good at all. And Krisk was taken, so survivability is going to go pretty much into the gutter here. And it does look like this is the bug, because, I mean, I just feel like there's no way. Okay, actually, it's not bugged. So his health was just that low. He was taking negative damage. We're going to lose Krisk here. So a team like this can confirm not going to be optimal going forward. There's just, he's not a big enough damage carry on his own with Shamail and Michiniki as the support. Now, probably could be different if you added other champions. Wouldn't pair him with someone like a... Who wouldn't I pair him with? Geomancer. Enemy max health champions would be a fantastic pair, but the main purpose of me testing him by himself like this was to see how he did with his destroy, if it was going to be overwhelming, if you needed crazy gear to counteract the passive, or if he got enough survivability on his own here. And I think it's safe to say that you don't need a Krisk, a Sifi, and a Yugo to keep this guy alive on his own. So 17 mil on Nightmare, nothing impressive. Let's look at the damage. 9.4 million, kind of to be expected out of any carry. 4.3 Michiniki, 2 mil for Inquisitor. So I like this guy. He's good. He has clear early game usage, like probably the best we've seen from any early like login champion. Maybe besides Ninja, but this guy's way easier to keep alive than Ninja, despite such a, I guess, again, it reads much more strict than it actually is. So overall, I think this is a really good champion. And just to free regroup and kind of show you what my ideal team would be after watching this, is you would put in someone like a Husk or a Royal Guard, and from there, you're just going to be fine. That's going to be enough AoE damage to decapitate the heads quicker, for sure. I mean, Michiniki's good. He has the Hex, which spreads the damage, but the Hex loses value without someone like this. So if anything, swapping someone like Sifi for a Duchess, not that everyone has Duchess, I get it, don't freak out. Put the Duchess as the leader, take out Shamail, and then we put Michiniki back in. Now we're pumping, right? Now we have shared damage with the Hex, and it's going to be, of course, much higher with someone like a Husk than any HP burn, and this would be a much more fluid team for sure. So let me know what you guys think. He's available today as of when I'm recording this, so within the next week, you guys are going to be testing, seeing all kinds of other team compositions for this. Hopefully you have enough information from the 2 accounts that you've seen that can help you wherever you are in the game. So that's going to conclude this video. If you enjoyed this content, smash the like button, subscribe, turn the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next upload.